everyone. I'm Kendria. I need you to go like, follow, and subscribe. Soul Productions.
What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking. What's up, everyone? It's another episode of Next Level Thinking. It's your host, Chris Holmes, as always, bringing you inspirational guests so you can take it to the next level. It's your host, Chris Holmes, and today I have a special guest by the name of
Raushida Robinson.
Hey. So let's go ahead and hit the ground running and tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, Chris, I want to say thank you for having me, and also hi to everyone. It's a beautiful day. I hope everyone's out enjoying themselves. But thank you for tuning in. So a little bit about me. My name's Raushida Robinson. I'm from Galveston. I'm a BOI.
Okay.
But I have a lot of hats that I wear, but
She got all kind of special skills and much more. So let me go ahead and give me a drink of water for this. But you have the floor.
Yeah, get a quick drink of water, but I'm
sip.
sure that it'll be very, very refreshing. So,
You got the floor. Go ahead.
Well, a little bit about me, just to bring a little bit. I am mostly a motivator.
Okay.
So, inspirational trainer, training coach, mentor, your big sister, your slash solutionist slash person to go to.
You got all the answers.
What I like to do.
So you have all the answers. Keep going.
Well, that's the thing about answers with me. So what I like to do is not find the answers myself. I like to find the answers with others.
Okay.
Because it's not just about me. Yeah. So majority of the work, majority of the coaching, mentoring, all I do and what I love to do is just pull the best out of you.
And I think everybody needs that, to be honest, because we all are going to face some challenges in our life, and we need that kind of reminder to be able to believe that you can be the best version of yourself. And at times you're going to need that person right beside you to push you, as that mentor, that coach, so you can overcome the obstacles and keep going in the forward direction.
Correct. So sometimes I like to make or tend to think of myself as a constructional worker because I like to break things down and build them back up. And whether that's mentally, physically, spiritually, or just socially, taking some things and breaking them down to build them back up kind of works in a lot of our aspects of our lives. We just have to know, again, the breakdown, or sometimes what got us to the breakdown so that we can get built back up.
Exactly. So I had to go a little bit deeper onto this. Is what was the why, or how did this all start? Because I can see you do great things to help people get moving forward and much more. But what inspired this whole thing to get started? Because I know there has to be a story behind this.
Well, I think we're born into a story, Chris.
Okay.
We all just have to be able to some of us just like to write our stories down and tell it, and some of us just like to keep it to ourselves. But the story with me is not really, I wouldn't say it's a story. Okay. Again, we're born into these chapters of our lives, or we're born into different storybooks, or however you want to look at it. But we're born into certain things that I guess you could say that can identify as a book. But my story started, of course, when I was younger. Just having motivation and not having motivation. That would be a thing for me, not having motivation or where to go to get it. Who can you get it from? Your teachers are designed to do so much, but as much you leave your teachers, where's the motivation? Mm-hmm. And parents are so busy being parents, and caretakers are being so busy taken care of, that there's not really motivation or there wasn't motivation where I came from. So yeah, it started as a youth, but even as an adult, I identify with motivation because again, if you're not born into it, still looking for it, or where does it start?
And I like how you pointed that.
So that's.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. I want to make sure you got through.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yep.
I'm
So
fine.
like I like how you were like you structured and said all of that because we're especially as a child because a child soaks up so much into their environment or they're seeking for it, and like if there is that lack of motivation, inspiration, and things like that, sometimes it can go to like a negative kind of direction or things like that because you're searching for something to like help and aid you. It's like you're looking for, or it's like what should I do next at that that's the way I like to phrase it. Um, when a child is learning, it's like, what's next? So what can I do to learn? And what should I do to further
Mhm.
myself as I become an adult and things like that?
Right, right. And I think um and now that we're in this millennial age, as we call it, we have a lot of our youth who are born motivated. They're born with, surprising gifts that us as an adults or as adults we can recognize at an early on, and we spotlight that in our children nowadays. But if I could take it back when we were 80s or the 70s, we didn't have that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if we did, it was like a very, very small percentage that was highlighted for their, for their gifts or just for their purpose and passion. But now kids are being born out of the womb, like hit home runs, and it's like, wow, and so motivation.
Oh, let's see. We lost her for a minute. Hello?
I'm sorry, is that me disconnected?
Yeah, we lost you for a quick second. Well, we're still recording. Keep going. I got you with everything you're
Okay.
saying. Go ahead.
Okay, might have been where I was holding the phone. Yeah, so motivation, for me starts within at home. And again, the way that we are designed to raise our children nowadays, traditionally, we don't do it anymore. Have changed, things have changed. And it seems like these kids are being born with not new, but new profound gifts and special things, that they're teaching us. Let me say that.
Um, hello?
I don't know what's going on, Chris, but
It's like, it's okay. We're working through it. It's like, says like you have like, I guess, a low service, but we still getting this great information. Go ahead and keep finish off what you were saying earlier. So it's like this is new age, new
okay.
skills and things like that.
Right. So, I mean, just motivation is looked at totally different from what we looked at it back in the 80s or the 70s or even the 90s. Like, no one was embarking on motivation or empowerment versus nowadays we are definitely shining the light on it, shining a light more on more passion and more purpose. And to do those things, we're helping our children look within, they're being themselves. We're teaching them to be who we weren't, or, it's just more that is changed. I'm guessing technology has a lot to do with that. And it's really good for the spirit, the soul, and again, for kids to be empowered because they've been bullied for so long as kids, but us growing up as well, we didn't look at it as bullying. Some people look at it as racism or just segregation or certain things, but our children, they look at things differently. and they're making our lives or they're going to make our world better. But again, if we can't show them motivation or show them empowerment within ourselves, then they don't have much to example off of. So that's why it started with me, you know. And you could, that old saying, reach one, teach one, reach one.
Yep.
It's a very strong, you know, message.
And that pretty much wraps everything up and makes sense of like why you're doing it much more. And you are right, especially with the internet, everything is just fast paced. And of course, back in that time, most of if you had this, a pinch or like a slight amount of inspiration that would come from home or the churches, especially during to certain cultures and things like that. But now you can easily go on YouTube, look up speakers. You got Facebook videos and much more where you can just start at any time of the day and get that inspirational boost to get your day going. And I think it's like a form of innovation because you're hearing so many different lifestyles and ideas at a more of a rapid rate because of the internet. Now that more ideas and skills are just unlocking at an extremely fast pace. And it's always good to bring around that energy and things like that, which keys on to what you were saying earlier, is like being like in a group environment because you feed off each other's energy and you get inspired to just keep moving forward all together.
Correct. That's absolutely correct.
Gotcha. So go ahead.
Oh no, I'm listening to you.
Gotcha. So like what's some future projects and plans you got coming up? Because like I think you have something coming up for the next coming year. I don't want to say too much. I want to let you have the floor on this if you want to announce that.
The last,
Can you hear me? Go ahead.
I can hear you.
What I was saying was like, what's some of the future plans you have coming up for the coming year?
Oh, wow. Well, I am so glad that you asked that question. Well, my long-term success is to join and to become a part of community-driven leadership, which for me right now is running for city council for Lamar, Texas.
Okay.
That would be District B. And just joining a leadership of, again, community doers.
Hello. Yeah. So you said community doers. Keep going from there.
Community doers, just being in the boat with leaders. So I'm starting a new journey, and I'm asking people to not believe in me, but believe with me, because that's what it's all about.
And I like how you said that too, and it makes sense. And honestly, in life in general, you can't do everything by yourself. It takes a community and working together with others to achieve greatness and great success and much more. So I like how you're involved in that and building that community kind of build and that bond, because that's what it's all about. And when you were speaking, I want to ask you to define this. Like, what is a leader to you? Because I know that you're strong into like working together and teamwork and much more, but I want to hear from your own words, your own definition of what a leader is.
I think a leader for me just is an example of someone that doesn't mind serving others first.
Okay.
And so I may be a leader, but you wouldn't know that I'm a leader because I'm serving as well. And so a leader for me serves, but also demonstrates positive energy. That way whomever they're facilitating to can receive it. Communication and great comprehension is abroad for me with leadership.
And I like how you put that. Kind of reminds me of the Sam Houston Bearcats I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically the value of life is as service. And you got to always like, and this person we both know, Antonio, is like planting seeds, serving others, and much more, because eventually it may not happen overnight, but you're going to have a whole garden, a forest, and much more. But it all starts with planting that seed to just start the mind or to start that big project, to start the dreams, to start that bond, and much more. And that applies to all parts of life, is you have to plant that seed. The plant or that flower just doesn't come out of nowhere. It's like, boom, I'm here. You got to start somewhere, and it starts with that small seed.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I definitely can agree with that. Seed planting, as we're calling it, but I guess having the faith of a small seed that grows inside of people, period. And so to for lack of better words, not taking away from planting the seeds, but to understand that people drop knowledge in you every day. That's a seed being planted. And it's whether we know it or not, subconsciously, we may like for me, for myself, I may read things from people that are greater than me, and then I may read things from people that I might find that seem to be ignorant. That's just my opinion with words, but I'm going to go and define that word. I'm going to go and, for better recognition, define that word in the dictionary or look it up, because I don't know what I can miss in that knowledge, right? And sometimes ignorance teaches you something just as much as smartness does too. So you can't leave out one without the other. Basically, there's no bad seed and there's really no good seeds. It's all how you take it and how you plant it. Because there's some plants that can grow in the dark and there's some plants that can't. Do you understand what I'm saying, Chris?
All right, go T.D. Jakes, because I heard the whole sermon of there's growth in darkness. So don't go ahead and start screaming and have all the crowd and I'll be saying amen and much more, because I know where this is going. But that's definitely well said, and I strongly have to agree with that as well.
I'm just saying, because, people don't understand the theory of plant seeds. So I just kind of broke it down. We plant words inside of people.
Exactly. So,
it's up to you.
Oh, I like that. Make that quote. Go ahead and put your picture up and like end quote with your name.
That's silly.
All right. So as we wrap things up, because I know you are a busy woman as well, what are some closing comments you want to leave with the audience to have them think as they progress in this great journey?
Well, let me start off by saying that it's a one day to day process. You can start anywhere. Your day will meet you wherever you are. It's when you start that makes a big difference. But if you're thinking about the end, you're never going to get started. So as long as you have a starting mentality, you're going to always win and you're going to dominate.
I like dominate. Drops the mic, she walks away. The whole crowd's going crazy and nuts. It's a wrap. She's going to Oprah next. All right, last again is make sure you tell the audience where can they find you, and I'm going to end this podcast on a great and excellent note.
All right, so you guys can follow me actually on Instagram at SheEO_productions. And you will see and you will follow me and you'll see my videos. You'll see some knowledge being dropped. I mean, sometimes you might see pictures, but who knows? But it's all about being the producer, not the productor, but the producer of your own life. And that's what I want you guys to know.
Did you just drop the mic again? Look, we have to get off the mic.
Well, you gave it back to me, so I just had to drop it again.
I like that. So that's another episode of Next Level Thinking. It's your host, Chris Holmes, to bring you great value and information so you can bring it to the next level. And of course, I have my special guest by the name of
Raushida Robinson.
Awesome. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the message and leave comments and feedback below, because we all got to live greatness, and greatness is upon us. So it's about time for you to unleash it and take it to the next level. Peace and much love.
Yeah. Peace.
The way I would